Et bonsoir, bonsoir à tous. On se retrouve un nouveau soir pour vous faire découvrir un nouveau jeu. Cette fois-ci, on part sur Greedfall, le dernier jeu de Focus Home qui a été développé par Spider. Qu'on était quand même impatient de découvrir et on peut enfin assez hâte de pouvoir vous le proposer. Hop. Pourquoi ça marche pas? Du coup, on va partir directement. J'ai juste regardé pour les touches parce que je me fais pas mal avoir en ce moment. Option de contrôle. Oui, ok, on peut pas changer. Donc j'espère que c'est automatiquement réglé. Normal, tutoriel, style. Ok, bon bah on va partir. Hein. Dans ce mode, les compagnons sont plus forts, les ennemis moins agressifs et les font moins de dégâts, permettant aux joueurs qui souhaitent profiter de l'aventure sans passer trop de temps en stratégie ou en artisanat. Ce mode offre le challenge équilibré. Vous devez optimiser vos compétences et équipements, recourir à l'artisanat et préparer vos batailles pour venir à bout du jeu. Bon, on va partir en normal. Hein.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Alors je suis désolée, hein, je suis là, mais c'est que mon truc Steam d'un coup d'un seul s'est déconnecté, comme si c'était fait exprès. Ah, parfois je vous jure, au stream, c'est pas si pratique que ça. Hein. Parfois, disons même plus que c'est une plaie. Donc, on va partir sur une femme. Hein. Ah, ça va, j'aime bien sûr. Y a pas aussi des cheveux normaux? Bon, c'est le mieux. Couleur de la peau, ça va. Ouais, je veux pas d'une mamie non plus. Hein. Hop. Ça me paraît pas trop mal comme ça. Étape suivante. Arme impact à une main, la main une main, tir, force, constitution, artisanat, vigueur, technique. Piège élémentaire, précision, agilité, magie. On va partir sur un guerrier. Talent recommandé. La science, intuition, science, crochetage. Hop. La force. La volonté. Ok. Hop. Le charisme. La science niveau 1. Le croche. Le charisme, oui. Je suis fatiguée. Coucou Tabazeur, comment vas-tu ce soir? La vigueur, l'artisanat. Et je sais plus quel autre métier il m'avait proposé. Voilà, c'est du tout moi avec ma tête de linotte. Du coup, pour les guerriers, on m'avait proposé. Ta ta ta. Ta 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 ta. J'en ai plus la moindre idée. Alors. Alors, il y avait ça. Bon, ça m'étonne que ce soit la vigueur, le crochetage non plus. Bon, allez, hein, ça va être la vigueur. Hein. Bon, de toute façon, j'en avais qu'un, alors, comme ça. Ok, bon, c'est parti.
Just a few more
Coucou
minutes.
Dabada.
You have such an incredibly singular face.
TV.
That's a
Oh là là,
compliment,
c'est dur
my
ce
lady,
soir,
out of
apparemment.
my mouth. Your particularity gives you character.
You're still here?
We have nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry. I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Teleme and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name.
Ouais, je sens qu'on va être le petit toutou du cousin
I
qui
beg
fait
your
que des
pardon,
conneries.
but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lady. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir, truly. I must be going.
My lady, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested I finish.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
Voilà. On y va. C'est par ici. Ah ouais, mais c'en est loin pourtant, je pense. On va voir.
Hey! Green blood!
Kurt,
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your gold.
Enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
Ok. Sélectionner une cible. Aïe. Vous avez perdu des points de vie. Pour assigner une potion raccourcie, tab espace pour voir la pause tactique. La pause tactique, tab espace, met le jeu en pause et permet de choisir sa prochaine action tranquillement. Vous devez y trouver vos sorts, compétences et potions à utiliser directement ou à assigner un raccourci. En utilisant pendant un combat, vous pouvez aussi en apprendre plus sur les ennemis autour de vous. Potion de soin. Ah d'accord, faut que je mette tab espace. Ah oui, c'est ce que je fais. Putain, pourquoi ça marche pas? D'accord. Aïe. Ouais, c'est bon, détends-toi quoi. Ah ouais, mais faut
What
te
a
détendre aussi.
green blood. Me who thought myself a competent weapons master.
It's becoming a little hard to believe.
Don't add insult to injury. This is humiliating enough. We'll need to get you through the basics, or you risk getting your feathers plucked at the first sign of trouble.
That could
Ouais, ça
definitely
va,
come in
c'est le premier
handy.
combat.
In that
On fait pas
case,
tout un
Otto
plat.
here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
Faut que je fasse tout le tour quoi, la blague. Ah d'accord, faut que j'assigne mon pistolet. Hop. Assigné. Ok. Voilà. Niveau d'armure physique est présenté par des boucliers sur la jauge de vie. L'armure absorbe une partie des dégâts physiques. Pour briser l'armure, vous pouvez utiliser une arme d'impact ou certains pièges. Les attaques magiques ralentissent l'arme. Équipe au vu d'une arme d'impact pour briser. Ouais, ça va, vous êtes à deux sur moi. Vous croyez pas que c'est pas un peu de l'injustice? Ça va, détendez-vous quoi. Mais tu me saoules toi. Ah mais ça va, détends-toi. Sérieux quoi. T'as pas honte de coincer du monde contre le mur quoi. Sérieusement. Voilà, putain. Il est bizarre à première vue. Ouais, les combats sont assez space, je pense que ça va être assez complexe de prendre en main. C'est ça qui permet d'annoncer une attaque spéciale qui inflige un dégât de bonus de dégâts et de stabilité de l'adversaire. Une jauge de grade vue qui augmente lorsque vos attaques ennemies ou vos pareils, les attaques et les adversaires vous permettent de visualiser un ennemi de furie. Dès que la jauge atteint la première graduation, un effet visuel apparaît sur la main du personnage. Alors ça pour annoncer une attaque furie. Ouais, non, mais c'est bon, quoi. Voilà, quoi. Ah, ça fait moins le malin quand c'est les autres qui prennent cher, hein. X pour dégainer votre arme.
It appears we've brushed up on the basics.
It does. And I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little.
Et coucou,
You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I
petit
hope.
Fumi Kage-san, comment vas-tu? Tu changes tous les jours, hein. Tu nous perturbes à la longue. Hein.
On the contrary, I am thrilled that both you and Sir de Cossillon are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Don't tell me the old school teacher is competing against me. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I've no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the
Je
mood
pensais
for
qu'il
a
avait plus réussi
celebration.
que ça, mon perso. Au final, elle est
The
super moche.
thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
Attends, moi je vérifie de mon côté. Je suis en vert, ça dépote pour une fois. Donc, non, ça dépote plus en fait. Je suis à 5000, mais je suis dans le rouge quoi. J'ai même pas envie de savoir. Du coup, je saurais pas te dire si c'est moi ou pas. Là, franchement, je sais pas du tout. Parce que en même temps j'ai une bonne co et en même temps je suis dans le rouge. Il y en a marre des bugs par-ci par-là. Oh.
What is this? Have you not been taught
Whoa.
to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child. Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition. Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about. Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill. Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure. Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to... I know. But It brings me comfort to know my daughter has left on a mission to heal her people.
Ouais, non, mais on n'est pas sur la même co,
Come
alors...
now. It is time for you to take leave. Here.
Du coup, de toute façon, c'est pas
Take
sa
this
co.
with you.
Je sais pas ce qui se passe. Parfois, ça merde quand
What
c'est comme
is it?
ça. C'est une catastrophe, quoi. Bon, si
A
c'est mieux,
family
si ça
heirloom.
s'arrange, tant mieux.
Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
Du coup, non, je ne suis désolée. Ça ne venait pas de toi, mon petit Fumikage-san. Ça venait tout simplement de moi. Je te fais du déplacement pour rien en plus, t'as vu ça? Et j'avoue que moi aussi, le jeu lag un peu quand même. Il prend un peu cher. Vous pouvez courir plus rapidement en utilisant le sprint ou plus lentement en marchant. Mâche gauche. Propriété.
Cut. It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts
Pas
of
de
the
soucis,
ship that'll be
Dabeda.
taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You were right. Maybe he is already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of
Heureux
it. All the
Fumikage-san.
parliamenting fatigues me. But
Ah, je
this is
pensais
your
faire des
domain.
déplacements.
I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Quelle
Of
emmerdeuse,
course.
sérieux.
Where is the supplier located?
In the lower
Du coup, je suis
boroughs,
désolée, Fumi,
near
on n'a
the
pas pu
port.
jouer avec toi
Right
avec
then.
la
We'll
bêta.
put it on our list of visits.
Parce que clairement, moi, elle marchait pas du tout. Elle arrêtait pas de crash. C'était une catastrophe. Sinon, bah écoute, ça va super bien. Et toi? Alors, hop, on va négocier avec
Where
le
would you like to begin?
fournisseur.
I've been asked to pay
Attention, je crois
visits
qu'il
to
faut
the
que je
ambassadors
descende.
of Ptolemy and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well.
J'aime pas comment elle se déplace.
You think Constantine will be
Et encore moins
waiting
comment
for
elle
us
court.
next this ship?
I don't know, but it is certainly worthy of inspection.
Je pense pas que c'est ici du coup. Ça doit être en haut. Je peux pas aller en haut. Et bah ça brûle ici. J'ai passé la porte. Je l'avais vue mais je sais pas pourquoi. Ouais bah après c'est le but hein. Moi franchement j'ai pas pu m'en faire hein. Clairement ça crache tout le temps. Je pouvais pas jouer plus de 5 minutes sans que ça crache.
Your
Du coup au bout
Excellency.
d'un moment ça m'a saoulé. Au bout de 3 fois je fais ouais allez hop je désinstalle.
I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations.
Ah
Those are
GG, c'est
great
bien ça.
responsibilities for someone
Ça
as
avance
young as
doucement mais
yourself.
sûrement dit.
But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Teer Fradae. My cousin Constantine is taking office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. a charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Oh, il a
Do
peur qu'on lui
people
pique son
actually give
travail.
credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea, remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken
Bah,
so
c'est ce qu'il
well
faut, c'est
to
ce
your
qu'il faut,
new
hein.
functions of diplomacy.
Petit oiseau
The
fait son nid.
man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Je pense que je vais avoir droit à mon vrai combat.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of her allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
Ok.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Teer Fradae for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island. A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon
Mais
enough.
sinon tout va bien sur cette île. Les mecs ils se sont incrustés sur une terre.
And what of your war with Ptolemy?
Genre c'est normal quoi.
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Teer Fradae.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Ptolemy has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Ok.
I need to be
Bon.
going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Bon bah. Allez, on va aller voter le cul à cet alchimiste là.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Teer Fradae on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Ok.
Tell me more
Ils ont
about
tous
it,
besoin de
and
moi avant de
perhaps I
partir,
can
quoi,
take care
sérieux.
of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that, but I'm sure that my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler to take them who knows where.
I see. You were hoping that I'll be able to do something before they make it to an enemy city. If your heretics are planning on boarding a ship, then they must be in the dockyards. I'll look into this and see what I can do.
Ok.
Could you tell me
Hélène.
anything about Ptolemy?
It would be a pleasure. As you already know, our glorious nation is guided by our faith. We follow the teachings of Matthias, our founder and greatest prophet, and give thanks each day to the Luminous for having gifted us magic. The high dignitaries of Ptolemy are at the same time our spiritual guides, advocates, and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently in your nation.
Ah, you must certainly be speaking about the debates that have divided the Ordo Luminous and the more political orders. The Lord Luminous has an extremely pure vision of our faith and applies the words of our saint very strictly. But other, more open-minded factions exist within our nation. They believe that a less rigid dialectic would attract souls more readily to our faith. But their differences are purely theoretical, and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What is your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Ptolemy, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands. The congregation is our most precious ally. To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints: that heresy is tolerated, and that your treaties with the Bridge Alliance are maintained.
How is Ptolemy faring on Teer Fradae?
We built a marvelous city, San
Quand tu poses des
Mateus,
questions, ils
on
sont
the
tous
western
trop,
coast of
trop
the
longs, en
island.
fait. Ils auraient dû raccourcir un peu,
Did you
c'est
know
trop de blabla.
that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place of our prophet? Our missionaries there are a multitude. Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult.
Ça donne envie d'y aller.
Disgusting creatures. But I am confident that the Ordo Luminous will be able to put an end to these horrors. And we have tremendous hopes. The entire native population will join our ranks.
Allez, le dernier.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front. Without great success, one must say. But what other choice do we have? These so-called savants not only refuse the light, but are determined in their fight against it.
And on Teer Fradae?
To my knowledge, no one has yet seen any serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there,
Et bien, je vais
and
t'abuser
have
pour
their
te level
hands
up.
full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
Ok, bon.
I must be
On peut
going.
partir.
Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
Hop. Et on y va. J'ai pas envie de me présenter au capitaine Vasco tout de suite. Hop. Je regarde comment on peut changer un peu les quêtes. Et voilà. Alors. Ouh, elle est jolie celle-là. J'ai déjà du bel équipement, dit. J'aurais peut-être dû l'équiper avant mon combat. Oh, c'est mignon. Hop, les quêtes. Ah d'accord, je suis obligée de faire comme ça. Quête annexe. Hop, voilà. Et regarde comment je suis belle comme ça.
The merchant is there.
J'ai la classe, hein. Hop, demi-tour.
Good day, my lady. How might I be of service?
Non, je suis
You
pas
can
une
start
pirate.
by explaining
Regarde.
to me why you refuse
suis
to
belle,
honor the
on croit
orders
rien,
agreed
capitaine.
upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, madam. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm just an agent, and I'm only obeying orders.
Demander davantage d'explications, parler des autres marchands.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be
tous dans un
hiding
sale état,
something
c'est
when he
chaud.
passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You were demanding a second payment, but refused to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn
Oh, les
fool is
potés le
pushing me
kilomètre.
to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
This is preposterous. Your master is a thief. And I have no patience for bandits and robbers. Either you give us back what's ours, or we'll take it.
Your idea of diplomacy isn't all that different from my own.
To the devil with ya.
Since you leave us no choice,
The merchant's clerk isn't hearing your arguments. The only thing left is a show of strength. Sorry, Greenblood. If I'd have not...
And so you're back, milady. Do you have our second payment with ya?
don't count on it. We shall return. See you soon.
Par où faut que je passe?
To my hand, and death to the other!
Ah, ces combats-là sont plus faciles qu'avec les militaires, dis donc.
Stop! I beg of you!
He seems to have grown wiser all of a sudden.
Yes, yes! Don't hit me anymore!
Very well. I'm counting on you to deliver this merchandise as quickly as possible.
Yes, milady. I'll take care of it immediately.
Réputation -1, ouais, justement, je vais pas le payer, quoi. Enfin, n'importe quoi. Hop, les pièces d'or, le chapeau de bandit. Hop. Le chapeau de bandit, je prends pas. Hop. Pièces d'or, des munitions. Hop, je prends tout, ça peut être utile. Où elle peut bien être ma quête. Cette zone est contrôlée par des factions que la vôtre. Certains lieux vous sont interdits. Une tenue de la faction vous permet de tromper les gardes et vous avez également tenté l'approche furtive sans de vos cartes pour repère. Vous serez attaqué à vue. Vous perdez la réputation auprès de la faction concernée. D'accord. C'est bon à savoir. Ah, là-bas, ça doit être le garde. Bon. Qu'est-ce que j'ai d'autre comme quête? Ah, mais non, je voulais pas boire de la potion. Bon, tout ça, c'est truc. Informer l'intendant de la caserne de nuit. D'accord. Hop, on va descendre. Ouais, donc c'est capitaine, trop tard. Bon, c'est pas grave.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco,
And you are?
I'm de Fradae, the prince's niece. All is in order. We will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Vaisseau bateau, c'est bon.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this
Chipotage.
morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member
Eh
of
bah
the crew?
bravo.
we don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Norts, you mean? I don't think so, but it's difficult to be sure.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavia and Lauro.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine passengers.
Take a look around. There are far too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails, not far from the warehouses. Might I ask you, why the sudden interest in smugglers and the odd stowaway?
Nothing to bother yourself about. I'm just curious.
You wouldn't, by the sheerest of coincidences, be on the trail of a couple of heretics, Your Excellency. The same a couple of the ambassadors of Teleme's men have been looking for nigh on 2 days.
And so you know about that?
Of course. The Cardinal's henchmen are hard to miss, even in a crowd. And they were making quite a fuss, hoping we would cave in and help them in their hunt. Feel free to carry out your own investigation, but you'll end up with the same answers. The port brigs, just like the warehouses, are property of the Norts. No one else may enter.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin, by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some
Oh
help.
là là. Je sais pas dans quoi notre cousin se met à chaque fois,
Could you
mais
tell
ça
me
craint.
a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nort?
Our magic, yes, that only the Norts master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is sea-born. He is a Nort from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Norts for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Teer Fradae?
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines, for now. The natives have a relationship with their land and consider it sacred. They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar.
Par contre, ça
I've
parle
also heard
énormément
that there are
depuis,
great many
depuis tout à l'heure. J'ai
exotic
pas l'impression
creatures,
d'avancer,
some
quoi.
enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
C'est un truc
What
de
do you
dingue.
think of our port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high seas port on the continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Norts. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Ok.
Be back soon, Captain.
We
Bon.
need to have a word with that people smuggler, the sailor
Allez,
mentioned.
on va repartir
He's
à
a
une quête
captain,
secondaire.
Kurt, like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way into his jail.
Du coup, faut que je suive le rond et non pas l'espèce de zigzag. Ah. À la famille riche qui nous a provoqué, on a votre gars et on le tuera si vous ne payez pas une bonne rançon. Venez avec une bourse bien remplie dans la ruelle du quartier sud des vieux entrepôts. Ah. Hop, moi je veux pas aller ici. J'aimerais faire d'abord un peu de quête secondaire. Histoire de faire un peu autre chose que de l'histoire, parce que ça parle beaucoup.
Lady Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Teer Fradae as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Sérieusement, quoi. Et voilà la fin de la contrebande. Ok, t'es qui toi?
But I still don't see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
What will be your official title on Teer Fradae? Or are you just here to keep an eye on us?
Come now, don't be ridiculous. I'm coming in the capacity of official advisor, nothing more. But His Highness has also asked me to report to him on certain strategic observations. I am therefore required to take note of all events, chart the island and its resources, but also obtain as much knowledge as possible concerning the more dangerous creatures of the island. Your help will be extremely valuable to me. I've no longer the legs of an adventurer.
It's always a privilege to help, Master. I need to be leaving. I have quite a few things to do before we raise anchor.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel.
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten it into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Teer Fradae. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse, and noted on the manifest, will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office. Be back soon, Captain.
Une nouvelle mission, hein.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
To my head! And death to the others!
Aïe!
Move away! Things are about to get messy!
Ok. Ça, je prends. Ah, je me suis même pas changé tout à l'heure, sérieux. Ah, j'ai pas de crochetage. Je dois pas être au bon endroit. Hop. C'est ça. Hop. Ok, clairement je sais pas ce que je dois faire. va essayer de repasser par là. Hein. Il y avait des mecs ici, je pense qu'ils servaient à quelque chose. Ouais, voilà.
Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
Niveau scrupule 0, mais bon. Crocheter, tout de suite les grands mots. Je voulais voler.
If you wore a Naught uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in. Unless we just offered them.
Halt! The warehouse is off limits. Move along.
Did you hear the bell?
The bell? Of the port authorities?
Of course. We are not in Telemé, you know. You better get going. The harbour master is ringing it. All the Nauts must rendezvous at the port authority immediately. Must be something serious.
Damn, I didn't hear either. We're done for. Come on, we need to move fast.
Be off with you. I'll watch over the warehouse in your absence.
The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Nigo. Aïe. Je me suis débarrassée des gardes de l'entrepôt.
Orders haven't changed, you know. No one passes.
Can't you make an exception?
No, sorry, milady. Move along, please. Now!
Very well, I'm going.
Putain. Pourquoi j'ai quitté comme une débile, quoi, sérieux?
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
You're going to have to wait. We need to find a way to clear the access to the warehouse.
Ok, ça... Non. Polymère. Vous n'avez pas le niveau requis dans le talent demandé. Science 1. Ça va pas m'aider. Hein. Faudrait que je l'achète, mais je sais pas où ça s'achète en fait.
Madam, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Une espèce de plusieurs cordes à son arc, russe, persuasion, initiation. Ouais, bah heureusement que vous me le dites maintenant quoi. Ça, je l'avais quand même déjà vu. Hein.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age? Hair down to his neck, light brown? Blue eyes? Quite the talker?
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've
Pourquoi
come
ça
to
m'étonne pas?
reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'd be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
This furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
I could repair this if I had some metal dowels.
Mais je n'ai pas de cheville métallique. Je sais pas où trouver des chevilles métalliques.
Well then, were you able to repair it all?
No, I haven't been able to sort them out.
In that case, you need to pay me, my lady.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his daughter her allowance, it would seem.
J'ai plus de père abruti.
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked. When the sickness began to spread, a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. And then, thankfully, people are still distrustful,
Merde,
as
je
is
sais
their
pas si
nature,
j'appuie,
but they
ça a
are
cliqué.
leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Yeah, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Teer Fradae.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there. Last night, some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
On va attendre un petit peu de chercher les fameuses affaires. Je vais prendre une autre quête en attendant. Hop.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound.
Ouais, c'était
This
Doliprane, quoi.
potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malicor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malicor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malicor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malicor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a word with him? I wonder if he'll serve us the same routine.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still...
Come on now. I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
Ok. Quai des chemises, fin converti d'une petite écriture à demi lisible. Des comptes rendus d'expérience observés des païens, scients, symboles incompréhensibles. Cependant, la complexité de certaines recettes ne laisse aucun doute. Son auteur est un véritable alchimiste, possédant sans aucun doute de grandes connaissances. Ce drôle d'alchimiste de l'Alliance qui a volé des chambres à l'étage a demandé spécifiquement qu'on ne le nettoie pas durant ce séjour. Ce vieux fou de craindre qu'on lui casse ses fioles, ne sait pas quoi. Ou alors laisse-les mariner dans ses casses, le client est roi.
To my help, and death to the others!
Qu'est-ce qui vous prend à vous aussi là? Ouais, ça sert à rien. Ça c'est pareil. Ouais, je vais finir par payer le trop fou au moins. Je serai tranquille. Vu que j'arrive pas à réparer cette table apparemment.
Have you finally made up your mind?
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I am gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him, before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Sérieux qu'on est parti se cacher ici quoi.
Locked. Locked.
Boum, boum, boum.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that's found you. Have you seen the mob that's gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce. And he's the one who sent me.
Sahin? Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the Malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
Charmant.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. The mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the Malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace, and earned Sahin's hatred. Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set off a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps. But you are hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, my lady?
I'm sorry, but I don't trust you. I'm going to deliver you to Dr. Sahin.
My lady, I beg you to spare me.
I've heard enough. You are under arrest.
How unjust.
Bon allez. Une affaire de close. Je vais rester un peu ici. Ce serait bien que je trouve les cheveux de la table. Même si je suis sûre à 99% que je vais pas les trouver.
I could repair this if I had some metal dowels.
C'est quoi tout ce troupe là d'un coup? Au pire comme ça, je peux pas les pieds métalliques.
And there you have it. You'd never guess they were once broken.
Je vais pas le dédommager, hein. Non, mais
were you
vous inquiétez
able
pas.
to repair it all?
Yes, just like...
That does indeed look like fine work. You
I would hope. Can you tell me where...
Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the
Je
tender
suis sûr que du coup, le
sorts.
petit message
Thank you
d'heure,
for the
c'était pour nous,
information.
quoi.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pint. Anything else?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Ok, bon. Une affaire de régler. Je crois que c'était là-haut. C'est ça.
Your Excellency.
Lady de Fradae.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say that I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated. He is hiding in a room in the Coin Guard Tavern.
Why didn't you have him arrested?
Angry citizens have gathered round the building. They have sworn to avenge themselves after discovering his fraud. I decided it better to avoid the mob. But if you wish to capture him alive, I advise you to hurry.
Governor Buren will be happy to learn that a legate with great assiduity will soon be joining the island of Teer Fradae. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest present for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Ouais, de la...
Goodbye,
T'aurais pas pu me les
Lady de
donner avant.
Fradae.
Ça m'aurait fait chier d'éviter de construire des maillets, quoi. Ok, une quête de finie. Hop. Ça avance doucement. Talent. Oh, je peux même pas me faire de la science, quoi. C'est une blague. Tir, piège, anneau de magie, stase, arme d'impact à une main, lame à une main. Ah putain. D'accord, c'est là qu'il faut activer, ok. Bon, une bonne chose de faite. La deuxième, ah, c'est ça. Alors, quête annexe. Hop.
Selection, whatever you need to be.
Ah, t'es sérieux toi quand tu te mets là? T'as 40 000 places partout, non faut que tu viennes me faire chier ici quoi.
You cannot pass. Only the Norts have access to the prison. You cannot pass. Only the Norts have access to the prison.
Faut que je contourne du coup.
I've seen a...
Are you the smuggler?
You snuck yourself in here just to ask me that question? If this is some sort of trick to get me to admit to some crime, you are truly twisted.
You can see for yourself that I'm no Nort. Come now. Are you the one I'm looking for?
I'm already locked up. What more do I risk? Yes, I am a smuggler. But I'm not the only one in this city.
I'm searching for a couple fleeing Telemé. They are trying to leave the city discreetly. Have they contacted you?
You certainly can't imagine I'm going to answer you without getting something in exchange. I don't really think of my clients as kin, but I'd never betray any of them for free.
A real saint you are. How about your freedom in exchange for your loyalty? Tell me where I can find them and I'll open this cage.
That works for me. Your two Telemites are hidden in a warehouse behind this very prison. They
Derrière
must
cette
be
prison
waiting for
carrément
me.
quoi.
But you might want to be quick about it. If the Norts get their hands on them, they'll find themselves in this same cage.
Thank you.
Anytime. And these doors? You're gonna open them, right?
Locked. Locked.
J'ai pas une tenue pour. Ce sera tellement plus simple. Du coup, non.
To my help! Death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
En même temps, il aurait refusé de me donner la clé si je lui avais demandé. Donc, est-ce que j'avais vraiment le choix?
Locked. Locked.
Thank you, my lord. And don't worry about me. I'll slip outside without being seen.
Allez, maintenant on va retrouver ces amants perdus.
Orders haven't changed, you know. No one passes.
Very well, I'm going.
Du coup, c'est pas par là. Si c'est pas par là, c'est où? Faudrait que je contourne tout. Oh, sérieux?
Damnation. We've been found. I told you that the smuggler was not worthy of our trust.
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor! Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition, then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Thélème so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of Saint Matthias? The one who returned to Thélème after traveling with his master?
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Teer Fradae, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of Saint Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Teer Fradae is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, St. Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced St. Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could. Forget what you have discovered, perhaps?
Oh, we have signed already an abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are after.
I see. Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
S'ils ont déjà parlé à l'ambassadeur de l'Alliance, ça sert à rien, du coup je vais les laisser partir, ils ont pas l'air méchants. C'est trop, je vais le regretter.
Smuggler and he'll certainly be in touch. He or another member of his band. Be careful and safe travels.
Oh, thank you, my lady. You are a woman of noble heart. May the illuminated protect you.
Thank you for having heard us and helped. You are truly full of kindness.
You have a kind heart, Greenblood. It'll be the end of you, but that doesn't bother me. I wouldn't have wanted those poor buggers to end up on a burning pyre.
It would seem that I'm not the only one with a tender heart.
Ah, je suis bien là où il y a les deux. Ils me saoulent avec leur crochetage. Bon. Une nouvelle quête de finie. Ah, faut que j'informe. Faut que j'aille informer l'autre. Au final, c'est pas ce soir qu'on va réussir à quitter cette ville pour se rejoindre dans le nouveau monde.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Fradae, to what do I owe the pleasure?
It pains me to inform you that the heretics you seek have fled.
Curse them! How could that possibly have happened?
Alas, these renegades have found protection with the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. I would not have been able to capture them without risking a diplomatic incident that my uncle would have condemned.
The bridge. I thought as much. Those heretics have turned to them. But I had hoped that you might intervene quickly enough to stop them. It is truly regrettable. We have nothing else to do but pray that the Luminous might shield us from their lies.
I must be
On va
going.
nous faire chier.
Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, de Fradae.
Bon, bah niveau 3, au final, on se sent pas trop mal. Alors, prochaine quête. Allez, je vais faire celle-là. J'ai la flemme de faire l'autre, je sais pas comment faire sa potion de merde. Ça me saoule. Je vais faire cette dernière quête. Ah, mais sérieux, bouge là. Sérieux, reste pas sur le milieu du passage quoi. Tu prends toute la place. Ah, je peux pas passer par ici, sérieusement. Ah là. Quoi qu'il va pas avancer là-haut. C'est fait exprès, je crois. Ah. De nouveaux clients présentés, ça tous après je pense que c'est grimpé sur une bibliothèque que je finis. J'espère qu'ils sont discrets sur les patients. Et à part ça, moi il veut pas rentrer du contrebandier, hein. Sérieux quoi. C'est quoi ce mec?
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who has gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Why? I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guessed, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Bon, on va trouver l'autre. Hein.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering, they...
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left.
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Hop, on continue nos recherches. On va encore se retrouver à la taverne. Comme si c'était notre endroit en fait.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table.
Eh ben, ça, c'est un
Anything
client
else?
fidèle.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Teer embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game.
Bon, on y va encore une fois. Bon, vous arrêtez de me bloquer.
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from
Ça, en 2019, on peut bousculer des gens. Et il me manque toujours la playlist ici. De toute façon, j'ai même pas la science niveau 1. Je pense que cette quête-là risque d'être compliquée. Faut savoir si vous arrivez en fait de m'attaquer comme ça sans pression. Sérieusement quoi, vous êtes cru ou quoi? Hop, c'est par là. Par là non plus, c'est une blague. Ah si d'accord, putain je l'avais même pas vu quoi.
Might I help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sardet. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
How did you find your son's trail?
We have never stopped looking for him. We learned the new name they gave him, Jonas. My poor little Celestine. Then we learned the name of the ship he sailed on. No sooner had it docked in Serene than my husband had the crew watched closely, and we found him.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact... it sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Ok. On repart une nouvelle fois. Oh mais je veux pas une potion d'alchimiste empoisonnée, moi je veux juste une potion pour dormir. Je vous les change contre n'importe quelle potion pour faire dodo. Ça serait pas de refus. Ça me saoule de laisser une quête comme ça avant de partir, sachant que c'est l'une des principales d'après ce que je comprends. J'ai pas envie que l'autre il se fasse couper la tête quoi.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot...
Have no fear. I will bring...
I'm still without...
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene.